fellas looking to continue to move above 500 versus left-handed starting pitching. So Ryan's Rec Center, the doors are open because we do have our lefty here, and he's ready to let us know how Michael Busch, a lefty in his own right, gets after it, because you always say it, Carlos always says it, Cliff always says it, all of our left-handed sticks, when there's a lefty on the hill and you're a left-handed bat, it makes you focus just that much more, doesn't it?
It really does, and it sounds like counterintuitive, but when you're going bat, a lot of times as a lefty, you want to face a lefty because it helps you stay on the ball a little bit more. And I bring back to what Busch said last night in his post-game interview. He said, when I face a lefty, because he got a knock yesterday, a couple knocks yesterday off a lefty, he was like, I like to stay up the middle a little bit more. So when I show you as like a young hitter, like a lot of times when you're facing a righty, like I might try to go out there and clip it and catch it out front.
Sure.
Right? Off a lefty, I want to try to stay more boom in here,
let
my
it travel,
hands in and shoot it the other way. Now Busch has gotten some hits to right field off of lefties, but a lot of times as a lefty, you're trying to hunt a first pitch fastball early. My approach kind of changed a little bit because I don't want to get to the secondary stuff, because a lot of times, you know, the lefty's throwing the breaking ball and it's going down and away from you, so it looks for a strike. I may like shift my focus once I get 2 strikes, because a lot of times as a lefty, when you get that front hip pitch, you give up on it. So I may shift my focus in when I get 2 strikes in, but early on in the count, I'm looking away.
So against a lefty, you're trying to let that ball travel a little bit. Say the top of this bat is the baseball. You're trying to hit it right about there, as opposed to a righty, you're trying to catch him out front, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to let it get deep. I'm trying to let the ball get deep. And why that helps you as a lefty when you're struggling to face a lefty is because what I'm trying to do is a lot of times when we're facing righties, we try to get big, right? We try to pull out with our front side. I'm trying to keep my front shoulder in. So you see here when I'm going here, my front shoulder's in and I'm pulling my hands in. Against a righty, I may like take some chances and try to lift and drive the ball. So, and a lot of times you get yourself in trouble when you're trying to do that. So I'm trying to keep that front shoulder in as long as I can, kind of see it, and then boom, keep that head down and drive it the other way.
Oh, so a nice, short, compact swing for all those youngsters at home, almost doing that fence drill. Take the knob of the bat, put it on your belly button, and then try to keep that swing inside of the fence. If you cast out and get a little too long, you're going to tear the top of your bat up, right?
Well, a lot of times kids are so good at, because they're taught to like pull the ball, right, that they weren't taught how to correctly hit the ball the opposite field.
Sure.
So staying inside the ball, I mean, there's a craft to it, right? To be able to drive a ball in the left field gap, or as a right-handed hitter to be able to drive it the other way. And when you're not going good, you can't try to hit home runs all the time. So you have to be able to come up in situations where I have a runner on third base, less than 2 outs. I have a runner on second, and I need to move him over. I got to be able to shoot the ball the other way. So that's when I'm teaching kids. I really try to do one-hand drills and work on staying inside the baseball, because you have to teach your hands. Because once you put both your hands on the bat, then it's like so repetitive that they know what to do to keep these Luis Ariz, keep in your hand that knob to bat, and then you throw the barrel.
Yeah, they say that bottom hand is a steering wheel, that top hand, gas pedal. Go out there and get it. Let's take a look at some of the gas that Michael Busch has been able to bring so far this year versus lefties. The splits from a season ago. Look at that. Versus left-handed pitching, 207 last year, and he's been able to raise that batting average close to nearly 40 points, and it continues to go up. And the OPS versus righties in 2025, and that was up. However, it's down just a little bit, and you see the numbers versus righties. There's been a little bit of a give and take. He's been in there versus lefties, but he has seen a dip versus those northpaws.
Yeah, I think one thing to point out too is that Busch didn't get really the opportunity to face lefties last year, and I think a lot of times when you don't get the opportunity to face them, people just think because your at-bats are low that you're not good at hitting lefties, and I don't think that's the case. And you see here Michael Busch against left-handed pitchers, plate appearances. He already has more this year than he had all of last year. I mean, I think this year he has 26 hits. He has a 374 on base percentage, which are both already better than last year, and we're only at the All-Star break.
Okay. Do you like to see him going out there and getting after it every single day? Would there be a time every once in a while sprinkled in where you would say, okay, Michael Busch, we know what you've been able to do, but we'd like you to continue to trend upwards versus righties and lefties right now? It's going to be important, but important situationally.
Well, you saw this homer right here against Sanchez. That's the best lefty in the league right there, so you know that Busch can hit him. I think one good thing to point out is like, if Busch doesn't play first base, who else is going to play first base? Carson Kelly. I think that's an opportunity why he's gotten this year, because there really is nobody else to play first base. So they're like, hey, Busch, you're going to face lefties and righties. Now, you can combat that with moving him down the order a little bit so he doesn't get as many at-bats or plate appearances against the starting pitchers. But I like him going in there. Look, he's been able to go out and walk. PCA's got 17 walks, I think, against lefties this year, too. So it's not just the go out and getting hits. It's having good at-bats, getting on base against lefties. So that's what makes you a overall. Look, both righties don't always have better numbers against lefties than righties do too, or than lefties. So it's one of those things where, I mean, I think it's just getting the opportunities to get more at bats, feeling more comfortable, knowing that you're going to play every day in the back of your mind mentally gives you that opportunity. Because I just remember when I was playing, I used to face lefties all the time. Then there was a point at the end of my career where, you know, I wasn't facing lefties as much. They're like, oh, he can't hit lefties. I'm like, no, I'm just not getting the opportunity to. So I came over to the Cubs, and they gave me the opportunity to play every day against lefties. Then you start hitting 270, 280 against lefties again, and it's like, all right, I can hit these guys. So it's all about that. If you know as a player that I'm going to be in there every single day, instead of the flip side of that where I'm like, all right, I'm playing against righties, and then I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm playing against a lefty. I better get ready. There's a whole different mindset that goes into that. So I think the preparation and the ability to know that Michael Busch is going to be in the lineup every single day is what has made him so successful this year and having that on-base percentage and getting hits off of lefties.
Now, this day and age, we see the lefty-lefty matchups. We've seen that bloom over the last decade or so, but and now we also see the righty-righty matchup. That was definitely not a thing back in the day, but the way that Pete Crow-Armstrong has attacked the lefty-lefty matchup, so we've seen some of that undisciplined nature a season ago, even before that, but now, I mean, he's looking like he's ready to take over the walk title.
Yeah, I mean, you see the numbers here, and I mean, it has been limiting the chase. I mean, the home runs, the last 3 seasons, he had 8. This year, he has 5 already against lefties. So the walks I talked about at the 17 compared to 7. So it's just that ability to get on base for him. Then he turns a single into a double or a triple. So PCA's just had good at bats. He has the hands lowered now. He has the toe tap and being able to. This is a pitch that's down and away. I talked about being able to take it the other way, but this is a breaking ball that if you do catch it out front, it's going to be a homer. And he hasn't expanded outside of the zone against lefties. These are good pitches. Look, it's tough to lay off of some of these pitches that are fastballs away because you're kind of have your sights set on that. A lot of times a lefty will try to throw you like a slider that ends up here and then it ends off out there. So you have to have the discipline to be able to know my strike zone and what I can do and what I can do damage on in driving pitches. I used to always say, like, see a lefty up because what is he trying to do? He's trying to throw me sliders down and away and then kind of getting you fastballs up, and I want to be able to drive that fastball.
Well, Pete, he's been an unbelievable presence. We've seen him be able to not only cause damage, but he drives up the pitch count with every single at-bat.